Okay, and I'm back. We're gonna try this again. Uh, I am at gymnastics practice with my daughter, and she would have to go to the bathroom right when I started broadcasting. But since I'm here, since I am around a whole bunch of people, I'm going to try to make this short. I deleted the other video, so I guess I'll just start over from the beginning. I didn't get very far the first time anyway. But what I want to talk about today is just the process of reinvention. And reinvention is actually something that I talked about in my book Rebuild, a 12-part framework for rejuvenating and restoring the burnt out pastor. And that chapter in the book is a chapter that honestly is going to make me come out with the second edition of the book. I had already decided that I was going to come out with a second edition, um, but I don't know if I'm going to do that this year or come out with it after I come out with the second book next year. But the reason that I know for sure I have to come out with a second edition of Rebuild is because honestly, even though God gave me this 12-part framework, and even though I've gone through the framework, it's definitely a work in progress because you go through the 12 steps. That doesn't mean that the process is over. The process is still ongoing for me, and one of the ways in which that process is still going on is in the process of reinventing myself. Um, and I have to be very honest and forthright with that. Uh, I have been in a reinvention state ever since I resigned from pastoral ministry almost 3 years ago. And what you're going to find if you do any research about burnout in pastoral ministry, what you're going to find is you're going to find that a lot of people stick with um, pastoring because they have made it up in their minds that they don't know what else that they can do to feed their family once they step outside of ministry. And I will say that even though I have entrepreneurial pursuits and I have a business on the side that I have been cultivating and growing since 2010, um, it is something that's very difficult. I always told myself, and that's the reason why I started consulting and taking the skills that I have and trying to leverage them in the marketplace while pastoring. I always said to myself, I did not want my livelihood and my life to be dictated by what could be fickle people. And no, not everybody is fickle, but I know that there are things that can happen um, in ministry that are not your fault, and you can find yourself out. Now, I've talked about it in the book. I've been very honest and forthright uh, with the readership. Those of you who have read the book, uh, I've been very honest and forthright about what my shortcomings are and were when I was going through my process of intense conflict within the local church and resignation from pastoral ministry. So I've been very honest about, looking at myself and evaluating myself. But by the same token, it can be very difficult. Just that process of trying to, move on, and that process of, your life changing because of, fickle people and people who want to do you harm in ministry. And so that's why I always want to have something else going on the side, and use the gifts that God has given me so that when it came to ministry, I could always act in a way where I had the utmost integrity. And that's something that nobody could ever say about me, is that I do not have integrity, because I was not going to uh, let my family's livelihood and my family's lives be dictated by what happened in church. Because when that happens, you start to make decisions that are for your best interests rather than the interests of the ministry, rather than the interests of the church, rather than the interests of God and advancing God's kingdom and preaching God's word. So it was very important to me that that I had something going on the side. But even now, even with the consulting that I do, and even with the business that I have, one thing that I do want to do is I want to break into higher education. And I've been working on trying to apply to different seminaries to uh, start off being an adjunct professor and hopefully move up to the professorial ranks as time goes on, and also moving into academic administration. That's something I also would love to be able to do. Now, I have, many of you know, I have a Doctor of Ministry degree, and typically that is for people who are pastors. But um, one thing that I do know is that there are many classes at the Masters of Divinity level where they are taught by those who are uh, doctors of ministry. And so, because of that, I know that there is an opportunity for me in the academy. I know there's an opportunity for me in seminary, to be a professor and to do a lot of the things that I want to do. Not everybody respects the Doctor of Ministry degree. Of course, is nothing, no degree really is the same weight as far as academic rigor, as far as public opinion is concerned, as the PhD is. But uh, even though people say that the Doctor of Ministry degree is a professional degree, there's definitely a lot of research that went into that. Yes, we did research, we did a dissertation. There was a research focus. I had to go before a board and submit my work, and that work had to be accepted in the academy. And so I put my work up against anybody's work. I put my dissertation up against that of anybody's, and so I feel that I have um, all the capabilities, and I think I have exactly um, what I need to be able to teach at the seminary level. And so that's what I've been working on trying to do, and that's been a part of the reinvention process for me personally. Now, a part of that process of applying means that, at the academic level, those of you know that you have to have a CV, a curriculum vitae, um, rather than a resume. Now, up until this point in time, I've always had a resume, and I've even submitted my regular resume to seminaries in the past. But I've realized now that what I must do is uh, I turn my resume into a CV. And so I've been doing a lot of tweaks, a lot of addition, a lot of subtraction to try to take the experiences that I have and frame them in such a way where you can see the academic highlights in that. You can see the academic value in the experience that I bring. I have had various publications. I have had various presentations that I have given over the years. I have had other works that I've done over the years. I have actually taught at the seminary level. Now, it was 6 years ago where I was an adjunct professor, so I'm trying to get back into it now. But I know that I have the experience to be able to do what it is I'm applying to do. It's just about packaging it the right way, telling the right story, and believing enough in myself during the process. And I know that good things are going to happen. I'm feeling really good about this right now. I'm feeling really good about myself and about where I'm going. And I just know that this is something that's going to end up working out, and this process of reinvention is it's something that I think is going to be good. Now, am I saying that I will never pastor a church ever again? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I know is that I am where God needs me to be and wants me to be right now. And should that time come, that I will submit to the move of God in my life and do that. But until then, I'm going to use the gifts that God has given me, and I'm going to use them to build the kingdom in a different way. I'm going to use that academically. I'm going to continue to use that in the marketplace, as I have been for the last several years, and we're just gonna continue to go on and do the will of God. We're just gonna continue to move forward and see what's happening, see what happens. And I just know that it's all gonna work out. And I just want to encourage somebody today, just motivate somebody today who has been in the reinvention process. And it's telling me my connection this week, so I pray that you're hearing everything that I'm saying, you're seeing everything that I'm saying. Just want to encourage somebody who's been in the reinvention process. It's equal parts. Um, it's equal parts learning how to do new things and leaning upon the things that you've already done before, learning how to do something new. So I went to LTE just for a minute. Still telling me my connection this week, but I'm gonna move forward. But and once again, I was just saying, you know, the process of reinvention is equal parts leaning on what you've already done and learning how to do new things. So the new thing I'm learning how to do is how to put together a CV. And I have some examples of that, and I'm doing the necessary tweaks and necessary additions or subtractions to my resume to turn it into a CV and make that happen. And then leaning on what I've already done so many things, that I think make a very good CV. And I just pray that those that I submit my stuff to agree and say the same thing. So I just want to encourage you with that today. It is never, ever, ever too late to start something new. And my suggestion is to you, if you really want to see something really motivational, and you might not mind just a tad bit of profanity, I need you to go to the Facebook page of Gary Vaynerchuk, or you can go to his YouTube page, Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you're on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/Gary, Gary. Or if you go to YouTube, it's Gary Vaynerchuk. That's Vaynerchuk, and look for a video wherein he is giving advice to entrepreneurs who are, I believe they're in their 60s or something like that. I think they're in their 60s. I think that he's giving advice to, and he's basically telling them that, it's not too late to get started. It's not too late to reinvent yourself. It's not too late to do what you are passionate about doing or what you're called to do. And I took that advice to heart, because even though I'm nowhere near 60, it's easy for me to be able to look at other people, see where they are, and feel like I need to be there as well, when in all actuality, social media will have us believe that people are living better lives than they're actually living. And I am not trying to get caught up in the matrix with that. So my prayer for you is that you will be encouraged, and that if you need to make some changes in your life professionally, that you will have the confidence to do that, that you will have the faith to do that, knowing that God is going to be with you every step of the way. I keep looking away. I'm looking at my daughter. She's doing her gymnastics moves now. This is definitely her favorite time of the week, so it's always good to be able to bring her and to watch her for an hour. But anyway, I'm going to get back to that, and I pray that you're encouraged today. And I'm just going to leave you with this quote from Thomas Edison. He just says, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that do not work. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that have not worked. And that might be one that you've heard before. It's a classic quote, and it's really one that I've tried to take to heart in my own life. People try to reframe what failure really is, and try to say, it's not failure, it's feedback. So when something happens, when things don't go your way, it's not necessarily failure, but it's feedback. You're learning what it is that does not work. And I think that when you're in a process where you learn, then you are being successful. When you're in a situation, when you're in a season where you're not learning, then you are not being successful. We have to learn. You have to take every single situation that we're in as a potential for learning as a potential to learn something new, to do something new. And just going to leave you with that today. So again, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that do not work. So God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.